Hello, everybody. You caught me almost knocking my coffee over. Anyhow, no editing here, right? Welcome back to Path of Enlightenment Tarot. For those of you returning to the channel, welcome back. And for those of you who are new, I am Nicole. It's nice to have each and every single one of you. Real quick, I just want to say thank you to the subscribers out there that have recently joined. For those of you that have been around for a while, I appreciate your love and support and all the ways that you support the channel by liking, subscribing, commenting, and sharing. It's just so lovely. I love the community that I'm building here on YouTube, and I hope to continue to that for a very long time to come. So I'm going to dive into some different videos. I got all the November readings out. Leo, you guys were fantastic. All the views and the likes. I appreciate you. Sending you so much love, and I will get an extra video out to you as a way of saying thank you. So bear with me. So we're going to hop into the new moon. This is going to be a collective reading for every sign. I'm actually going to do this a little differently. I got some new cards I've introduced. Oracle of the Universe. Super, super cool cards. I'm actually going to go through all 12 signs, one card, minimal, if any, clarification on that. We're going to talk a little bit about this new moon in Scorpio and what it means for us, 1:11 on the clock, and we're getting ready to step into that 11:11 portal as well. That energy is already with us. We've moved out of this eclipse season pretty much. As we go into this new moon, talk a little bit about what this means for us as a whole, the things that we should be looking on and expanding on at this time, pull some cards for, again, each sign, and just kind of go from there. I'm going to follow any intuitive messages that I'm guided from Spirit to give you as well, and just see, right? So thank you all. If you're interested in personal readings, those are open for the next 2 weeks. That information is found in the description box below, as well as the About section of the page, and you can visit me at holisticallyzenwv.com for a full list of products and services, and you're able to order crystals and incense and bath stuff, and you just self-care, and that's what 2023 has been all about, is learning to take care of ourselves and then addressing these other things around us that need to be resolved. So, all right, new moon in Scorpio, everybody. New beginnings, right? New moon is always about, new beginnings from the last 28 to 30 day cycle that we've been in. It's about our expansion, our growth, our manifestation abilities. This 11:11 portal is also bringing in our ability to manifest and create the life that we desire and need. This is transformative. I got notes here so I don't forget anything, because I know how I am. I tend to veer off. 2, 3, 4 on the clock as well. But it's encouraging us to step outside of our comfort zone of where we've been. And, we're kind of like, we're in the last quarter of 2023. It's a reevaluation period as well, to look back over where we've been, where we've gone. The 6-month cycles that happen between the new moon and the full moon are very important too, because it is like a time-space reality, essentially, that we can take a look at, what has happened and transpired in that last 6 months. And when you go back to this last full moon in Taurus, right, you go back to the beginning of Taurus season, the new moon in Taurus. Where were you? What was it you were working towards accomplishing this year in that 6-month period, and where it is that you are right now? Things that were coming to the surface at that time for you when you were starting to manifest, how have those things evolved? And, I will tell you too, journaling is going to be such an imperative key, if you don't already journal, to look at those time frames. Marking down what your intention was, what it is that you're trying to do, and even utilizing this time in the new moon in Scorpio. If you don't keep a journal, now's a great time to start, get a journal out and go, this is what I'm manifesting for myself. This is the way I envision my life to be. These are the things that are important to me. Here's my goals, my desires, my dreams, my hopes. And then, go back when we have a full moon in Scorpio again and go, okay, what happened? How did this happen? Write it down, jot it down. You're going to start to see patterns and cycles that happen and how they're playing out in your world. And it also gives you great insight as to where you might be holding yourself back. And I know you think like 6 months out is a long time, essentially, but that would take us until like March, April, right? Somewhere in there, April. So yeah, 6 months, April. But to look back over the past 6 months at that point and go, this is what I was shooting for, and this and this didn't work out. So Spirit is redirecting me to the course that I need to be on. And I think for feminine energy, male, female, however you identify, it doesn't matter, 444, you're going to see how that plays out for you. This is going to bring a lot of focus around to what it is that we have swept under the rug for so long? You know, was it our dreams? Was it our goals? Was it our relationships? Was it our work? What were we playing small with that didn't bring us into our higher selves, our better self, essentially, right? Intimacy and forgiveness as well. What do those things mean to you? You know, like, you may be questioning, for some of you, you could have been in relationships for the last year or so that maybe they obviously served a purpose of something, whether it was to teach us something about ourselves, and that's probably with the energy we're dealing with right now, going to be the key component here. Is, what did it teach us about what it is we felt that we were worthy of or non-deserving of, or you know, how our beliefs were attached to who we are or how we perceive ourselves and even those around us. So it's like finding that maybe you need, Spirit is saying, to forgive yourself for where you know, things weren't meeting maybe your expectations, or not even want to say your expectations so much as what it is that you do crave and desire for yourself. Are these things coming up half-assed, half-empty, not, you know, maybe there's an emotional connection and not a physical connection. Maybe there's a physical connection and not an emotional connection. What is it full picture for you that you want, you desire, right? So, and then in that, we feel guilty. There's a lot of guilt attached to that sometimes, of whether it's in regards to another person, ourselves, maybe we could have said or done something differently. You know, we spend a lot of time, and if you're familiar with Ho'oponopono, you know, addressing other people, you know, finding that forgiveness, the thank you, I'm sorry, I love you, please forgive me. Make sure that you're offering that same compassion and love to yourself. And I've seen that come out in the readings recently, that it's the compassion is not just for the other person. It is also about you being softer with yourself, being more loving, being more open to yourself, and going, you're still a human being, you're still learning, you're on this learning and healing journey of the self as well. Focus could be very much project oriented right now as well. So if you've got passion projects, things that you're working towards and working on as well, you know, how much you're investing into that, getting clarity around what it is that you want, what it is that you need. And the same is to be said for our relationships as well. Again, if you have been in something that had one part of the connection was fantastic, but it was lacking something else, it's getting very clear and decisive on what it is that you need for you, and not accepting anything less than just that, right? A reminder, and I'm going to speak on behalf of the Scorpio collective here. As a Scorpio myself, we come across sometimes rigid, sometimes brutal, blunt, to the point, tend not to sugarcoat things, and our stinger is always like locked and loaded, right? We're always ready to like get you. You know, you don't ever know what's coming or what to expect from us. But with that, as much as there is that preconceived sense of who Scorpio is on the outside, internally Scorpio can be very soft and very emotionally sensitive. So as much as they're great at delivering the power-packed punch of bluntness, sometimes rude and crude, Spirit said, thank you for that, Spirit. There's an emotional side to them, and it's like, and it's not that so much, you know, you got to give what you want back in return, right? Whatever you're putting out there. So Scorpio collective in general right now, you know, you could be feeling a little more emotionally sensitive, getting more in touch with your emotions, kind of feeling the highs and lows of this collective. The same stands for you. It does not matter what sign you have in your sun, your moon, your rising, Venus, you know, whatever. We all still have an incorporation of all of the signs in our birth chart somewhere. It's just the ones, you know, we're looking at that tend to be more prominent, that tend to affect that everyday life for us and how we, you know, deal with things in our reality. So, you know, you could be finding yourself, regardless, collective, of your signage, is to that emotional sensitivity. Somebody, and Spirit is bringing this in, and I just talked about this in the daily reading that's uploading now, how somebody could say something and it kind of will send us into this, what the hell was that supposed to mean? Feeling like things are not real clear right now, but you're starting to get clarity. The difference in the clarity is going to be what you're hearing, what you're observing, versus what it is that you're desiring. And looking at that and going, does this fit the world in which I want for myself? Emotionally sensitivity, somebody could say something to you and, you know, it just strikes a little deeper than it normally would, and you're feeling a little defensive, a little scared, a little nervous about what it is that's being expressed to you at this time, or even the expression of the self. Review. And this is going to be, even though we're not in a full moon anymore, right? We're moving into this new moon. This is also a review. Again, we're talking about, in order for us to get clarity on what we do want, we also have to be aware and review what it is that we've experienced that we don't want. It's also revealing these hidden truths that maybe, you're like, strong, independent, right? Like, I don't need nobody. I don't want nobody. As an example, this doesn't have to be you. But I'm good. But then somebody comes in and is like, I really like you. Would you like to go to dinner? And it's like, well, that would be kind of nice. Sure. So then it's like you starting to then you go back and you sit with that and you're like, well, I'm fine. I don't need them. But boy, that was nice. So it's revealing these hidden truths within you as well of, yes, I can be this person, but I would also like to encompass these things into my world. Yes, I want to be, on YouTube doing certain things, but I also only want to do this part-time. I don't want to be full-time. I don't want to do, it's really understanding the contrast in yourself as to what really sits below the surface for you, and then addressing the traumas and fears that are attached to that. I was just reading a book, and I've been reading it for a while, and she talks about in that book about our relationship with money, okay? And in that book, though, she says about how her hang-up was something that she realized was a truth of herself, that she was afraid to step into her power of caring for herself, but in the same breath, there was a fear of rejection because of the way this person in her life, where they stood at, why they did the things they did. So if she embraced this ability of herself, that meant that it took away their love from her. And it's understanding those hidden truths, those revelations with us, and those traumas and fears that pop up so that we can live in our own personal freedom without necessarily stepping on the toes of the people that are in our lives. And understanding, though, too, if it's a codependent, toxic, obsessive, devil kind of energy that holds us back, that as we step into this new growth, that it doesn't mean that, everybody's just not meant to come along on this journey with us, okay? So there's going to be a lot about your personal and greater freedom from these bondages that are holding you back from moving forward, and part of that is finding that truth within. So just going over the new moon of what it means for us and being aware of that is going to make a profound impact as you start to get clarity surrounding what direction you want your life to take in the next 6 months. Planting those seeds, that Seven of Pentacles spirit just showed me, planting those seeds and then being patient as they cultivate, because you still are becoming the newer version of you. You're not the same person you were 5 minutes ago. Okay, 1313 on the clock, that's transformation. That is the death card. That is that Scorpio energy. All right, so I think for a lot of you too, you are just seeking this greater independence of the self, male, female, masculine, feminine, however you identify, it does not matter. All right, so let's dive in. These beautiful new cards, they're gorgeous. I love them. I was like, I'm due for something new here, and I'm glad that I got these for the new moon. All right, so unconscious too, to our own thoughts, patterns, habits, toxicities, right? We all got them. It doesn't matter. I don't care if you've been doing this for 100 years. We've all got them. Okay. All right. Let's see. Advice, spirit, for the new moon, for the collective here. What is the overall energy for the collective for this new moon? What needs to be in their focus? Beauty and honesty. I just talked about those hidden truths, right? Do not hold yourself back. 1414 on the clock. Temperance, balance, balancing our emotions, right? Finding that divine flow in between what feels rough and what feels good, pouring into ourselves and pouring into others while we're pouring into ourselves. Our stability, our foundations, the 4 of the 40 of beauty. Confidence, finding those things within yourself that are attributes that are holding you, they really do hold you up and help to boost your confidence. And honesty is those revealing truths. Again, this 8, what does this next cycle look like for you? What is it that you are envisioning? And it's I think part of this for you guys is kind of letting go of the illusion, the smoke and mirrors kind of energy with this candle here. You see the smoke, you see the mirrors. It's opening yourself up to something new. The creative process as well. The creative process doesn't have to be artsy and whatever. The creative process is the doing of your life. It is opening you up to new expansion. It is opening you up to new ideas and ways of seeing things. The reinvention of yourself, essentially, right? So it's getting honest with letting go of these illusions of who you thought you were or what it is you think you're supposed to be doing, or what you've been taught or conditioned to believe that this is who you are. High Priestess of Fire, taking passionate action. What is it that lights you up? What is it that drives you? What is it that makes you feel confident? What makes you feel assertive? And doing it without ego. I do feel like there's a lot of fire energy. In my own readings that I've done and listening to others, that King of Wands, he's been coming out hot and heavy in a lot of these readings. And that is, taking that control and that passion and that determination and going somewhere productive with it, because he's learned all these lessons, right? He didn't get to be the king because he's done nothing. He's gone through that journey to that point, one step below that emperor energy in the Hierophant. So it's understanding that you have cultivated yourself to this point by your action, by your determination, by the power that lives within you. And there's a whole lot of that red with that honesty, the beauty. I'll show these to you guys. There's that beauty. You see the red, the orange, the fire within. What again is driving you forward. There's that honesty card, and then underneath here we've got that 5, which is change. It's also going to be the change up of the communication that's coming in as well. You may have somebody come in, and I again talked about this in the daily reading, could bring in a little bit of confusion for you of like, what the hell? But at the same time, this message that's coming in could be something that is pushing you forward. There could be a situation, an experience that you're having that is bringing this bold, fiery determination to the forefront of where it is that you're heading, hardcore asserting yourself as we move through this new moon and feeling that boost of confidence that comes with it. It's also an incorporation of the experiences that you've had in the root, the sacral, and the solar plexus, that red, that yellow, that orange, right? Or red, orange, and yellow. And this is about your stability and your security, right? This is about groundedness. This is about holding yourself down. This is about your sexual desires. This is about your emotional desires. This is about the passion that burns within you. That yellow, that solar plexus, the confidence, the willpower, making nice with your ego, using it as your best friend rather than your worst enemy, putting your power into places that are going to be productive for you rather than from holding you back. All right. So, and then again, the focus. I do feel like for a lot of you, there is somebody or something in your focus and or vice versa, if not the both here, where there's a drive to want to come towards something, to move towards and for something that you feel like there's some kind of connection. But behind that, we've got the moon, which is some illusionary energy of where the hell is it that I belong? All right. So you guys take that as a collective message, put it where it needs to go for you. I'm going to go ahead and pull one card from this new Oracle of the Universe deck for each sign, get you a little bit of like I said, minimal clarification. We'll see how it comes out. I will say I'm going to run Aries through Pisces. I'm also going to say this to you. I don't care if you have Aries in your chart or not. I don't care if you have any other sign in your chart that I go through. Pay attention to the message, because like I said earlier, even if you don't have Scorpio, as this new moon is in Scorpio, in your chart, there is going to be something here that resonates for all of you. Pay attention to how this happens and how it comes out, because it's imperative, and think about your placement. So I'm not going to timestamp these. Roll with it. Take in what you can take in, even in tarot. And I said this in one video, even if it's not specifically for you, use these videos as a learning tool for the overall collective of your life, because at some point you're going to hit that spot, or you have already been there. You may gain further insight to something. Okay. All right, Spirit. Collective energy here. We're going to start off with Aries. What is it that the sign of Aries needs to know for this new moon? What needs to be in their particular focus as they move through? Generosity. Aries. Spirit is saying divide your time, and there's a 3 here. I think this is going to pertain to the mind, the body, and the soul. This is also like where it is that you're cutting yourself off at. It's funny to me this generosity comes out, and it's a constellation of, and I'm terrible with pronouncing these, so bear with me, Volupcula. It's probably wrong, right? We can make fun of me. 30 is also a number of power, right? 10, 20, and 30. So, and that at 3. But that fox, right? Like, you've got this hunter, you've got this fox. The fox is stealing, essentially, this duck from the way it feels, or goose from the looks, you know, but to me, the way it feels. And it's like, that was mine. So you could be feeling a little slighted right now, Aries, when it comes to particular aspects of your life, and you could be diving into this in 3 parts, or should be diving into this in 3 parts at this time as well. The creation. This is creating something with you that is going to ultimately change your universal structure per spirit. So it's like, I am going to pull a card. I am. I can't help myself. I can't. I'm like, I need to know. Scorpio, we're nebby as shit. We need to know more, right? And that's probably some of the energy. You're like, if I don't feel like I have the full story, I'm going to have to dive into this so I can understand more of this. What is this generosity for the sign of Aries, please, Spirit? Let it go. Let go of anything from the past. Like, if something feels like it's been taken from you, it's time to move on and move forward. You don't want to stay stuck in this energy moving into this new moon, because if you're going to drag that energetic imbalance in, you're going to, you know, obviously get more of the same. 2112, you could also feel like somebody else is also in that kind of energy with you, where there's a lot of, like, could even be hostilities that are kind of coming to the surface. Somebody on one side or the other is going to have to release this energy so that it's not carried forward. And Aries, I think that's going to fall on you this time around. All right, Taurus. What does Taurus need to know? Oh my, okay, Taurus, you apparently confidence, ingenuity, and motivation. All right, we're going to put these back in. I need 1 card, Spirit, but woo, you guys have like firecracker kind of energy. It's like a big explosion coming to a head. Guidance and distraction. What should you be working on at this time, Taurus, is what I'm hearing from Spirit. What is it that you should be doing? Are you doing the right thing? Dynamism. Falling eagle. Bright star. 7. Boundaries. Talk about the distractions. Make sure that you are not keeping yourself stuck in a cycle of not paying attention to what is being put right in front of you. Something is coming into light. This is Vega energy as well. And then the bond. Something is being put right in front of you. This is a golden opportunity, Taurus, under this new moon in Scorpio. Scorpio is your equivocal balance, right? Complete opposite, that completely gives you everything else that you need that you didn't have. This is a 3, too. There is a connection of the soul's embrace. You could be connecting with, I'm really feeling like somebody new here for you guys. And it's kind of like you're trying to take this in, but I also feel like it is a distraction with this the way it is, because it's so bright. It's sticking out so brightly in front of you. It's almost like contradictory energy to what it is that you've already known life to be. For some of you, you could feel like, if I take this person or this opportunity, this could be like a fall from grace for you, is what I'm getting to. So it's like you may see some differences between you and this person, but you also have to have the belief, to believe in something, to believe in your dreams. It's time for an idea that lives inside of your heart to be brought to the world so that you and others can benefit, bringing it into life. Right, and this dynamism is bringing these new bonds, these new people, these new experiences into life for you. You know, that eagle, he is a symbol of freedom, you know, in our country anyhow, you know, but he represents our freedom. He also represents the ability to just soar with what it is that's going on, and not allowing ourselves to get distracted from our life's course, our life's path. So sit with that, Taurus. Be aware of that energy. All right, for the sign of Gemini, please, Spirit, what does Gemini need to know for this new moon in Scorpio, Spirit? Gemini, what does Gemini need to know? Gemini, I just heard I don't want to know. Power. Gemini, you've got the power to transform your life. It's almost like Spirit is coming in and handing you the awareness. They're handing you the lightning bolt of change. They're handing you Aquila. They're handing you an acclaim. Look, you've got the right to acclaim what is yours. You've got the power to go, this is exactly what I've asked for. This is that verbiage that I've talked about in the past of, you've manifested the shit out of something. It's being given to you, and now it's, do I even want this? You've asked for something. No doubt about it, Gemini. You have asked for something. That's 6. This could be karmic soul ties. I don't even want to say karmic. I take back the karmic. Let me backstep for a hot second. It's a soulmate energy. It's a soulmate energy of something that's going to come in and bring you some massive awareness. It's probably shaking you down to your core because you're being triggered by something here. A lot of wow kind of energy, but it's also denying yourself the right miracles, not believing that it's too good to be true, is really how that feels. What I just say, this is about, being triggered, being healed. So, ask for help if you don't know what to do, Gemini. This is a miracle. This is a miracle. Like you've come so far, worked so hard, tried to see your way through certain things. It's being gifted to you. That lightning bolt of clarity is being gifted to you. Acclaim what is rightfully yours. Acclaim what it is that you have worked on and manifested to this point, Gemini. Do not. That high priestess of fire, being honest with yourself, being confident in what it is that you desire. Don't shut off what the universe has given you. Okay? All right. For the sign of Cancer, what does Cancer need to know here, Spirit? What does Cancer need to know? Signal, crux. Oh, Cancer. Energy just switched up quick. Courage. You're being warned of something under this new moon. Do not, Spirit's very clear about this, do not repeat a pattern of something. Step into your highest knowledge of yourself. The Southern Cross. The cross is that of a protecting kind of energy. Pray, affirm, be aware, have the courage to move through this space. The number of 5 is very, very important because this is a transformative period for you, as it is all of us. But Cancer, I feel like there's a very large emphasis on the things that have stood in your way. Like, I see these rocks, right? Like, you're gonna have to go over these rocks. You can't bulldoze your way through them, essentially, right? Like, I mean, you're gonna need some massive heavy equipment. Why even go there? This is requiring you to open up and give more of yourself when it comes to an emotional level. Spirit is saying, I heard the word ouch. Choice. Crux is the choice, right? It's like, which way am I going? Listen to your divine guidance. Right now, Spirit is really asking you that you're kind of coming at a crossroads right now with this new moon. What I'm going to say in that regard is this path forward, whichever way you choose to go, is going to be, Spirit is saying, very cemented in the way your reality plays out for the next year. So be very aware of why you are at this crossroads and how it is that you're going to address it. This could be in regards to your Spirit saying your love language. All right. So your love language, you're going to have to step into a little bit of a place of vulnerability there, Cancer. Okay. All right. Leo, hold on one second, guys. Okay. Leo. I had to take yesterday off, so today is like catch-up day. All right, Leo. What does Leo need to know for this new moon? Pride and guidance. Confused in the power that you've been gifted, Spirit is saying. Confused in the power that you've been gifted. Why are we confused? Cat hair flying around in this house. Big surprise. Leo, I feel like you're getting quiet. I feel like you're on the verge of shutdown mode again. And I do these readings for you guys. You've got Virgo energy there. Pay attention, especially if you're closer to Virgo season. Which is also the Justice card in this particular deck. I can't remember, I do your readings. They're not for me to know. I don't go back. I don't typically watch them. It's none of my business. The message is for you. Okay. But what I will say to you is, it's like, you feel bare. You feel exposed. And I don't think that this has to do with lies or anything like that. You just feel like maybe somebody could have called you out on something or said something to you, and you're just like, time has gotten away from me. I don't know what to do with these situations. I feel like I'm at a blank slate and I'm going to have to start over. And there could be a little bit of, Spirit is saying, embarrassment to that somehow. Like, you're just you feel very uncomfortable to me, not knowing Do I go east? Do I go west? Do I go north? Do I go south? And it's like you could feel like mentally you're taking on all of these things right now. Be the hunter, not the hunted. Leo, like, shoot for what it is you're going for. Don't play small with what's fair for you. You know, assert your boundaries, assert yourself in what it is that you need to tell your spirit. Just said tell your story, talk about it, open up to it. But I feel like you're kind of like in a space right now, kind of like putting your head down and going, well, you almost feel like a whipped puppy to me. Habits, patterns, routines that I talked about, the fears. Why? Only you have the answer to that. Why are you feeling that way at this time? Okay. Fresh start. I just said that blank canvas, that being bare, fresh start comes out. This is the opportunity. And I think that there's somebody around you too, Leo, that you might feel just in general over the course of your life that you have always been judged about how you've handled things. Okay. This fresh start, you could be dealing with somebody that's like, hey man, it's cool. Like, no big deal. So let's just move on and move forward. I don't think that this person or situation is feeding into this as much as you were feeding into feeling exposed somehow. Okay. So again, be the hunter, not the hunted. Go after what it is that you want. And allow yourself to embrace that. Like, we all make fools of ourselves at some point. I mean, how many of you, maybe this isn't the best and most spiritual example to use, but we're going to go with it, have not had a drunken night and fallen on your ass? Or for some of us, klutzy me, right? Like, you don't have to be drunk to fall on your ass. And it's like, well, that was embarrassing. The whole world just seen that. And it's like, so get up and laugh about it and go, you know what? I could have done better. I just didn't feel like it that day. And move on. Don't allow things to hold you back, Leo. Okay? All right. Virgo. What does Virgo need to know under this new moon? Consistency. Dog star Cirrus energy. It too is a 5. Distractions again. Funny, what was that? Taurus that had the distractions I seen come out. And then here you are, Virgo. Earth sign energy, being distracted by things. And I could see that. It's almost like looking forward at the stars, right? Just, Virgo, stay grounded in reality. Like, yes, dream, envision, imagine, open yourself up to what the sense of freedom for you is. But stay grounded. Don't get too, like, Page of Cups, like dreamy, when pigs fly, make up fairy tale. Don't make something that it's not. Do not also with this new moon, like if you're trying to manifest a person into your life romantically or a job, don't tie the expectation to it. Just say, okay, this is what I desire. I would like to make about this amount of money, if not more. I want to feel free. I want to have a space that I can be creative in, that I'm not being held back and held down by certain things. Create that in your mind, but don't look at it, LinkedIn and go, okay, that job at the Bureau of whatever, that has to be that job, right? You could end up working with kids, something completely out of what you envision, because it's going to move you to your highest good. Don't tie an expectation. Change the thought process. Don't get fixated. Don't get fixated on people, places, things. Drop the expectation. You just stay consistent in your efforts of what it is that you desire. Plain and simple. You don't have to do any more or any less, but have faith in moving forward. So let's clarify this consistency for the sign of Virgo. Jump into what it is that you want. Don't have expectations. Give clarity. Give clarity to what it is you're desiring. Don't question how it's going to work out, when it's going to work out, how it's going to work out, why it's going to work out that way. Just trust that it's time to take that leap forward. Go after your wish fulfillment. Don't tie expectation to it. Okay? So I hope that makes sense for you guys. And don't let anybody else throw you off course. I just heard from Spirit, like, who cares what they're doing? Do you, right? All right. Virgo. So Libra. Libra, what do you need to know under this new moon? Libra. I don't know if I want to take this or not. Give me 1 second, guys. Exhilaration, eh? Spirit's telling me to pull another one for Libra. Okay. I'm going to take this one and we'll add one to it. Canis Major, Constellation, Exhilaration, and number 7, Boundaries, Creation, Limitless Potential. Libra, I feel like, I love you guys, but oh my God, you guys have been stressing me out here lately, I'm not going to lie. You want to feel good again. Like, I think you're carrying, some shit forward, some baggage forward, and it's like, I want to feel good, but it's like, the way I see this dog on this card, right? This exhilaration. You see these, like, I'm going to call them icicles because that's how they're coming through to me right now. 35, 35. This is an end of a situation, or the needs to be an end of a situation. I feel like if that dog falls, he's going to land right on those and, like, stab himself. That's how that feels to me, Libra. And your energy has been a little off for me lately. And it's like, I want to take a bite out of everything right now. Like, there's some aggression to that. The way his teeth are like, you know, that kind of thing. Don't push so hard, no matter what it is. And I feel like you're kind of reaching out into a space of unknown and bringing forward some, whether it's hostilities, aggression, frustrations to the surface. Spirit wants you to, you know, resolve yourself to those feelings and understand why they're coming up. What has got you to that point that you feel like you can't create anymore? Because they're asking you to create, be a co-creator to your universe. But part of this is, this could be something, when it comes to this aggression, this anger, this hostility, this could be something that you participated in to bring those feelings forward. And now your advice under this new moon is that self-review, right? Getting real and honest with yourself as to what makes you feel like you need to lunge out and attack and take a bite out of something or somebody. How was this created in your world right now? And understand that when you step into those things, you know, where's your vibration? Because if you're coming into things in a lower vibrational energy, you're going to be met with that. And if you're not, then the bite out of life is like taking a bite out. I would feel better if I seen that dog trying to take a bite out of an apple. It's sweet most often, right? Right now he's taking a bite out of the moon, which is illusion. See what I'm saying? 37, 37. That's the second time I've seen, while I'm speaking to you, Libra, that I've seen some kind of ending or conclusion. The cycle and then the ending. This is the ending of a cycle. Drop your boundaries and your defenses. Spirit is trying to teach you something right now. And it's about how you are going to move forward. You want to create a life of peace. Create a life of limitless potential, rather than things that are going to hold you back and make you withdraw. Or come out aggressively, you know, barking like the crazy dog, chewing at the, you know, the mailman's pants. Ground your energy right now, Libra, and pivot. You're going to have to be ready to make some big changes if you want your life to look differently 6 months out from now. Because whatever you're putting in and investing in right now, that 6-month marker, you're going to get exactly back to you what it is that you're putting out in this very moment. Be very, very, very aware of that. And if it feels off and you feel like you want to be that aggressive dog barking and chewing at the mailman's pant leg, you want to be Fido. Why? What did the mailman ever do to you? What, he just didn't show up with a dog bone one day? So now you're feeling some kind of way? You know? Does he have to give you the dog bone? No. Is it nice if your owner does? Sure. But the mailman's not required just because he drops the mail off at your door. So if you're intent, and I'm going to bring this into the big picture too here, Libra. If you're dealing with somebody and you're expecting something of them and they're not doing it the way you think they're supposed to be doing, that control aspect, why are you mad at them? That's your expectation. It's not theirs. It's time to release. Even though this is a new moon, it's time to release. Scorpio, distractions. Uh-oh, Scorps. One more? All right. One more for Scorpio, please, Spirit. Cancerian energy is sitting on this, Scorpio. Rescue. Oh, boy. Vows. Vows to yourself. Oaths, promises, standing in your conviction of the same. Distraction and rescue Are you hoping that someone's going to step in and help you somehow? I don't. Gemini energy. You could have Cancer and Geminis coming around you. Ursa Major with the vowels breaks down to a 6 from the 15. Devil energy. Scorps, you keep getting that too. 4 about your foundations. 3 is third party kind of stuff. I think that maybe for some of you, third party shit kind of got mixed up in the middle of this, which became the distraction. Now it's like self-rescue. This is a reevaluation of the self, particularly in relation to your mental and emotional clarity in a situation, vowing to yourself as to what it is that you truly want to be tell you the same thing I just told you about, co-creator of your life. You're being asked to dive into the things of you that are to be expressed in a bigger way, whether it's your confidence, your job, your relationships. Allow this healing to take place that's happening because it's cementing your foundations. This Gemini card, again, those particular signs, Cancer and Gemini, could be very, very important. I think the distractions took place, and I almost feel like, Scorpio, you're going through a flip overnight to understand that these are the things that were happening, and you may be coming to a quick clarity of why they're happening. And you're seeing the pros and the cons of both sides of the situation. Spirit is reflecting this back to you so that you can move on and move forward in a creative space, whether, again, it's projects, relationships, making those vows to yourself. You're on like a quest, would be the best way to put it, Scorpio, to your highest potential, your highest good, your higher vibrational self, and it's coming in. It really, really is. And you just have to put the faith into it that it is coming. What I think is interesting too, as I'm sitting here, I was just thinking back while I was reading for you guys. Above Libra, we have Let It Go. This was not my intention to set this up this way, but it's coming out this way. I just told you, Libra, you're going to have to move on and move forward. Let go of the fact that the mailman didn't bring you a dog bone yesterday. What a son of a bitch, but still. Scorpio, that creation and believe sitting right at the top of that. All right, Sag, miracles in the reverse above. Compassion, confidence. What, so something knocked you off course, Sagittarius? Something that is making you have to look at retribution. Stay out of that energy. Scorpio energy, retribution. I talked about that stinger of Scorpio. We've got Cygnus and Eridanus. I'm sure I'm pronouncing that wrong, which is the confidence, both constellations, 26 and 21. That could also be reflective of third party energy, but I feel like masculine Sagittarius, male, female, whatever, does not matter, right? You may have been pouring into something else for far too long, and it's gotten up and it's checked out. Something has checked out, and maybe you're starting to finally check out. There's a lot of fire energy here, and that confidence that we talked about. And I talked about that King of Wands energy earlier too. There you be, Sag. This is about releasing yourself rather than living in another cycle of what it is that you have been entangled with for so long. This compassion energy isn't supposed to come from somebody else. It's supposed to come from you. This is getting in touch with your internal emotions and what it is that's been driving you through these same old things, redundancy there as well. So with that, it's like, what is it that you want moving forward? This is about your worth. This is understanding that it is not, you're going to have to open up emotionally. There's something beyond the surface, Sag, that is, you could feel like there's been roadblocks and things in your life when it comes to various things. And I really do feel like this is about the emotional energy for you sitting here. And that emotional energy is right below the surface. This is that hidden truth within you of expressing your confidence, understanding what power that you have and what freedom you need to be able to move on into life. It's going to transform this for you so that you don't repeat cycles again. I say a lot about repeating cycles, and I think for you, Sag, being that emotional energy, it is what it is in your work that makes you feel confident. What is it within that? Your relationships, do you feel like you're lacking confidence in certain areas? Are you making up for things? What is this worth? Worth can be tied to the way we see ourselves, the opinions of others, our financial security. What is it that you are valuing at this time, and has it been placed in the right spaces? Because again, with this new moon in Scorpio, you've got a chance to do it the right way. You know what I mean? So, all right, moving on to Capricorn. What is it that Capricorn needs to know now, Spirit? Capricorn. What is it? Vows tried to, geez, vows tried to come out there. All right, we got the choice. Capricorn, motivation, retribution. Do I go? Do I stay? Do I go? Do I stay? Delphinius, love. I'm sure I'm mispronouncing that one too. Aries energy, Scorpio energy. Again, Scorpio's all over the place here. Big surprise there. You cannot bully. And I don't think that you're bullying, Capricorn. But you cannot bully your way through it. You know, like, I don't know if bully's the right word, but it's kind of like bucking against, going towards assessing a situation right now. It's like, do I sting back? Just like that scorpion stinger, right? Like, do I sting these motherfuckers? Or do I just keep moving? I'm gonna tell you the same thing I told Sag. Love, compassion, knowing when to walk away. I do feel like some of you are going to start off in a new venture when it comes to, there's that release, when it comes to work. I think new projects, passion projects are going to come up for you guys. Choice is yours. But the thing that Spirit is saying is if you've had some creative endeavor or something that you've been working on behind the scenes or been giving a lot of intuitive nudges to recently, you need to listen to that voice that's coming in right now for a reason, because you're meant to release something else that you can replace it with something better. Where you put your place of nurturement, you know, to nourish things is what's going to grow. So you get to decide ultimately at the end of the day. All right, so Sag, we got Sag and Capricorn. Aquarius. I had to stop and think. My brain went blank. Aquarius. What does Aquarius need to know for this new moon in Scorpio? Music, lyrica. Music is harmony. Are we finding a new harmonious balance to this fresh start? There. Muse. Be careful who you're using as a muse, Aquarius. Make sure you are your muse, right? You can be your muse. You look at yourself. If you want to work on projects and creative expression, courage is to use yourself. Don't put yourself in a space of bondage when it comes to something else. This is about you being on your own and standing within yourself. This is probably the first 47. I'm sure this is the first time I've ever said anything like this. Talk about those soulmate energies, right? Spirit is directing me to say this, so I'm going to say this. What about the soulmate of yourself? There's some food for thought, right? When I say that, it's like you could have been looking outside of you for this harmony for such a long time. And maybe you thought that, you know, having dinner at home by yourself was enough of a harmony for you. And then you wanted to go out and explore the world. I don't know, Aquarius, that for some of you, and not all of you, that you've had the courage to perform. This is weird. The courage to perform for yourself. Some of you could be diving into some musical endeavors or something where it's putting you front and center at stage somehow. But I also feel like there's a fear attached to this soulmate of yourself, connecting, being your own best friend, right? And it's a weird energy that I'm getting. Alpha Centauri, or however you say it, I can't even think today. And Lyrica, courage, music, and then the bond. Have you bonded with yourself? You know, and then to release that in resolution. What they're saying too is that when you release this, if you're feeling alone, you want the need to bond with something or somebody, once you do this surrender, once you do this inner work, once you spend 3 days, 3 weeks at home by yourself. And I'm not saying like don't interact with anybody. Don't mistake what I'm saying to you. But it's going to provide that clarity surrounding this for you. I think specifically 3 days, truthfully. But then you see who actually comes into your inner circle for the right reasons. Okay, I hope that, let them come to you. Okay, I hope that's making sense, because those bonds will be organically built moving forward if relationships, or even for you guys, it seems more like a maybe a hobby than it does necessarily relationships or work. Even like it's hobby related. It's just something that's fun and like footloose and fancy free kind of vibe. Okay. All right. And lastly, for Pisces, what does Pisces need to know under this new moon? The Hunt, Orion. Oh, I just heard partnerships. Sagittarius comes in with acclaim, destiny. Listen, all of you, if you're still here, I hope you are. You get to write your own destiny. I'm going to say this to you. The North and the South node, Libra and Aries, right? This is a chapter to rewrite destiny. This is the opportunity for this fresh start where you jump in, you release fear, and you go after exactly what it is that you desire. Pisces, I feel like with you, we're ending this on a massive note of this 8, this 9, this independence, this lavish, this abundance, this wish fulfillment of the self, so that we can step into our greater destiny. We can step into the best versions of us. We can come together, and I usually don't read this stuff like this. Those two dogs, they're side by side but facing opposite direction. That's the duality. This last cycle was meant to close out that dark duality and open you up to the new light. Okay, so twin flame as well, the other side of yours, the other half of your soul, essentially, is two souls coming together to form that one big bond. This could be a lot to do overall, guys, with your relationships with karmics, with soulmates, with twin flames, then open you up to your greater destiny, to your highest good, to your soul's purpose. Let's get a little bit of clarification. Where's your focus at? Make sure you're not being distracted. You're not holding yourself up in the 3D world. That you're reaching out and reaching beyond, making fire. That manifest was on the bottom. You guys just watched me shuffle that out. This is expansion and having faith beyond the unknown, right? Like she's looking through this. There's, again, that clarity. Look at that bubble. It's clear, right? It's becoming clear to her as to what is going on within and without. As above, so below. There is a massive clarity. I'm going to leave you guys with this note, and I'm going to stop it there. Manifest. You're always manifesting, whether you're aware of it or not. Manifestation is based on your thoughts, and you're being asked to manifest consciously through positive thinking, so you'll attract it into your life exactly what you are wanting, your destiny. Expand. You're being asked to expand. You live in a huge world with endless possibilities, and staying safe in the known is no longer working for you. It's time to make your world just a little bit bigger. It's time to imagine the possibilities and go for them. First time I've ever done a reading like this. I'm totally blown away. I love how it all came together. That fire energy. It's there. Action, decisiveness, new beginnings. It's encouraging you to move out of that space of your comfort zone. Don't blow this opportunity. For some of you, you won't get this opportunity again for a long time. This is massive change. Go with it before we hit 2024. With Pluto and Aquarius happening in January, you don't want to miss out on this. Seriously, you don't want to. Guys, that's your new moon extravaganza here. If you found this resonated for you, subscribe, like, share, comment. Thank you for sticking around for damn near an hour. I didn't anticipate it to be that long, but I feel that this was absolutely necessary. Let me know what's going on in your world. If you're interested in personal services, that information can be found in the description box below, as well as the About section of the page, holisticallyzenwv.com, for a full list of products and services as well. Leo, again, going to get you a bonus reading. Thank you guys for your love and support. Mean the world to me. I really, really, truly, bottom of my sensitive Scorpio heart under this new moon, mean it genuinely. So sending you guys so much love. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye.